Okay, here we have the newly redesigned priming clips from the price list. So these clips are designed to work with the infinity pump feeding system. So the bags and the pump, basically they have 3 different features now with the back here being able to unlock a lot of the new Enfit ends. Even if you don't have Enfit, these can still be used to prime the feeding tube with gravity feed, which is really handy, especially when you're making the food in the morning. What I like to do is clip one of these guys on there while I'm prepping the food, and by the time I've got all the food in the bag, the line is totally primed, which is really nice because we obviously don't want the air going in to the G tube or J tube or whatever setup. Air in the belly causes gas, and that's not fun for anybody. It's painful. So yeah, these little guys are super handy for that. So start with first thing. This is really handy for. So a lot of these tubes come with this little cap on here, and sometimes it can be on there pretty tight, a little bit tricky to get off. So you can see that one side has a bit recessed versus the other side. So you line this top little strap there up and you push it in. And this is designed to hold that tight. So you can hold onto these little tabs and just spin that loose. Oop. There you go. And if you want, it's a relatively snug fit. You can kind of leave that guy on there, and then you just have it. Where'd I go? Ran away on me. Hanging off the tube like that, so you don't lose your priming tool. Can't guarantee that's gonna hold it super secure, but it's kind of nice sometimes. Otherwise, you can just kind of use that strap there to pull it out. And then the next thing we want to do is obviously attach our little Christmas tree end, or straight into the tubing if you have an Enfit tube. So I'm just gonna go straight into here, as well as the Christmas tree ends. Either way, we'll use this guy for now. So we want to make sure obviously this connection is nice and secure, otherwise it leaks, which is a big pain in the butt. So what we want to do is use that little slit there in the end of the tool, and we want to push it over the tubing like that. And you can either do it this way with the indent here down, or the other way. It doesn't really matter. And then what we do is just use that tool to nicely snug that in there so we don't have any leaks. And then this just slides up and then off. So that's the idea. And then if this is nice and snug and you want to break it loose, really nice and easy, same idea in reverse. And this is the same idea for the Christmas trees as well, to make sure they're nice and snug on there. And there's the 2 functions of the back now, what they do. And now we'll just show you the priming feature. So as you can see, there's a little teardrop or water droplet, or whatever you want to call it, on the tubing there. And you'll notice on the product itself, we have a very similar design. So if you have it like this, obviously it's going the wrong way. It's not lining up. So you want to make sure that that lines up. Also printed right on here. It's a little bit hard to see, but yeah, there it is right there. You can see that it shows a little person with an arrow. So that's towards the person that's being fed. And this is the little icon of the bag. This is the exact same symbols that are on the infinity pumps. So those are to help you orientate as well, which way this is supposed to go. So what you want to do is just squeeze this guy and slide it over the tubing like that. And you might have to wiggle it around a little bit, readjust it to make sure it's feeding really well. But that should prime it and allow the fluids to run out. Obviously you need to have the bag higher up than the end of the bag so that it can gravity feed out the end. But that's what those little clips are designed to do. And then you just squeeze it again to disconnect it. Sometimes you kind of have to squish it down a little bit like that to get it to prime properly, but you can do kind of different orientations. You can kind of vary the speed with this. Really handy, and it's all nice and smooth inside, so it shouldn't put any holes in the tubing. So that is the new 3-in-1 priming clips from the Priceless. Check them out on our store.